Carlos, thank you so much. And to our attendees, thanks for joining us today. It's a pleasure to be here. Be sure to check out our website at uipath.com. We have excellent content. We have a free version of a subset of our platform called the community version on the website, and lots of great tutorials. At UiPath, we're eager to engage and answer any questions that might help you propel your journey to a fully automated enterprise. As Carlos mentioned, I'm Jim Mahalik. I'm a senior director here at UiPath. A little bit about me: I'm twice a former CIO, a former consulting partner, and I've written 2 best-selling books to help CIOs think strategically. I'm looking forward to spending the next few minutes with you to share 3 specific things. First, I'll share the analyst-backed vision for enterprise automation. Next, I'll showcase how some of our customers have realized a positive ROI from their investment. And finally, I'll introduce you to our enterprise RPA platform and our partner ecosystem. At UiPath, we believe the future involves a robot for every worker. IDC did a great survey recently where they surveyed 431 companies from around the globe: Asia, Europe, the Americas, companies large and small. On the right-hand side, you can see some of those companies that participated in the survey. 3 big takeaways from that survey. Most notably, 96% of the respondents said that the value they got from RPA met or exceeded their expectations. 80% of the respondents reported that they were encouraging their workers to engage in citizen development, which means individuals come up with robot ideas to make their own robots to make their personal jobs easier. Another important finding was that adoption was clearly viewed as the key to successful RPA implementations. You can see from the note there, adoption is the new engagement margin. And what we mean by that is that if people don't adopt automation technologies you provide them, then you're not going to change your business. How true it is. Finally, we're seeing that successful companies are moving from a process-first approach to a people-first approach. And the people-first approach is where we have more people develop their own robots to automate those tedious, routine, and mundane tasks that cause them frustration. Moving to a people-first mindset for robotic automation is the productive way to go. So let's talk a little bit about RPA. Even though COVID pandemic, seems to be largely behind us, I hope, there's still a lot of adjusting and pivoting going on. Going forward, every business, every enterprise is faced with recalibrating their previous digital strategy. And when companies evaluate their strategy, they often look to companies like McKinsey and Gartner. McKinsey is saying what we all know now: 3-year projects are not nimble enough, not agile enough for our current circumstance. Companies must be more responsive because our new normal demands solutions to address pressing current needs. And just last year, in Gartner's list of strategic IT trends, RPA-enabled hyperautomation was listed as the #1 trend for the year. Beyond just creating robots to deal with the COVID crisis, the broader problem is truly overwhelming. Most of the manual work that is done by office workers is performed in front of their computers. McKinsey estimates that there are over 1.5 billion knowledge workers spending over 10 billion hours each year on repetitive, tedious tasks. That equates to roughly $3.6 trillion in work product. In many cases, this work involves moving data between applications like Oracle, SAP, Microsoft Office, and SharePoint. In lean manufacturing terms, these are not value-added activities. And since these repetitive tasks don't add value, let's look for ways to replace them with robots. The growth in applications is making this even more challenging, as we've seen a growth in applications over 70% in just the last 4 years. I mean, think of your own workload. Just think how many tabs you have open at any one given time on an average day. The global pandemic has accelerated the move to the fully automated enterprise. Digital transformation is no longer a luxury. It's now essential to survival. And look at some of these results from the respondents. Only 12% of the respondents believe that their IT department is capable to keep up with the evolution to digital. And employees report that 48% of their daily time is lost to tedious processes. 93% of C-level executives reported that RPA kickstarted their digital transformation, and 83% of those respondents state that they will use RPA to build agility, diversity, and resilience into their operation. Now, the primary difference between a fully automated enterprise and a traditional enterprise is their approach to automation. A fully automated enterprise takes a proactive approach to automation, whereas a traditional enterprise takes a reactive one. A fully automated enterprise thinks automation first and applies automation where it makes the most sense and can have the greatest impact. A fully automated enterprise finds the right balance between what software robots do and what the humans are freed up to focus on. We sum up what a fully automated enterprise does in these four pillars. First, assign all automatable work to software robots to make the back office work nearly invisible. Provide a robot for every person in the company. Democratize development so that power users can quickly build new automations and applications. And finally, apply AI to every facet of work, expanding the footprint of automation into cognitive processes to automate more. One of the first questions everyone asks as they begin their automation journey is what business processes can automation address? To that end, many companies survey their organization. They look for these 5 value drivers. Where can we increase productive worker capacity? Where can we give them more time? Where can we find places to favorably influence those financial measures, such as increasing revenue or cutting costs? Where do we have areas of exposure to risk or fraud? Where do we need to shore up our compliance with SOX or other regulatory concerns? And finally, where can we gain productivity by improving accuracy in repeatable, tedious functions? With those questions in mind, where do we look in the organization to use automation to address these? Audit and consulting firm EY posted this analysis of automation potential of common business processes. As we read the EY chart, we see that 80% of the processes in finance, in their estimation, are candidates for automation. Likewise, they estimate that 75% of the customer service processes and 29% of the HR processes are candidates for automation. And EY is not the only such firm providing such interesting data points. Again, referring to the IDC report I mentioned at the beginning, IDC published this chart which highlights the answers given by the survey respondents. IDC asked, how has the use of RPA provided benefits to your organization? The top 2 responses were delivering shorter time to value by improving overall efficiency and reducing errors and mistakes. Somewhat further down the list is reducing headcount in staff-intensive areas. I want to highlight this because many people think at the outset RPA's primary goal is to reduce headcount. And while it's true that headcount reduction is the goal of some of our customers, most do not list it among their top reasons for deploying UiPath technology to optimize their business. For example, I've done a fair amount of work with finance departments, especially at publicly traded companies. And they have told me that they are always struggling to get their SEC documents completed, reviewed, approved, and posted within the strict SEC timelines. The use of RPA enables finance departments to use robots to do much of that routine, tedious, and time-consuming work associated with month-end and quarter-end closing, such as data gathering and data consolidation for multiple platforms, and thus freeing up time. Now that time, they tell me, allows them to take one big exhale and reflect for a few hours, maybe even a full day, before having to officially publish those financial documents. That extra time gives them additional peace of mind during a very stressful 2-week period. If you examine the organization chart before you, you'll see a myriad opportunities for automation. Pick any business area. In finance and accounting, our customers have built robots to simplify the record-to-report process, to simplify VAT processing, and to simplify and accelerate cash collections and even improve and reduce DSO. In customer service, our customers and our partners have built robots for start of call and end of call to assist call center agents and reduce average handle time. They've built robots to diagnose customer issues and even assist field service techs. In HR, we've seen customers do great things, including resume filtering, talent onboarding, even garnishment processing. And in supply chain, we've seen customers build robots for vendor activation, RMA creation, purchase order creation, and maintenance. The list goes on. Now, beyond just those functions, we have many customers that build robots to bridge aging systems. Many customers have multiple versions of an ERP system, such as Oracle or SAP. Rather than endure a painful and expensive upgrade, many customers can defer those upgrade decisions by using robots to communicate across platforms. We have native connectors for Oracle, SAP, Tableau, Workday, Salesforce, Microsoft, ServiceNow, AWS, and many, many others. And this is particularly helpful for customers that are going through mergers and acquisitions, as those activities require bridging between multiple systems to extract, transfer, translate, and report data for corporate consolidation. Admittedly, automation has had a long and awkward relationship with IT. Business leaders pitch automation's grand value message, but IT gets stuck picking up the pieces. And historically, automation didn't offer any real help for IT, as automation largely focused on business process optimization. Well, that was before UiPath made investments specifically aimed at enabling IT to run smoother. On this slide, we see 5 common process areas: apps management, IT procurement, infrastructure, service management, and end user computing. Before RPA, as you can see from this slide, IT faced many challenges, including too many apps to manage, no visibility into license consumption, managing ever-changing and utilization of cloud, highly manual service ticket management, and end user computing challenges. I'm not claiming RPA solves all of IT's challenges, but we've assisted in making many of those challenges less daunting and certainly less manual. And as you can see from the slide, using UiPath automation technologies, customers have been able to optimize many of their IT processes in each of these categories. Let's talk about ROI, return on investment. When executives evaluate enterprise proposals, this is the lens through which they look to determine if the proposal has value to the business. Does the proposal either increase sales, reduce expenses, optimize assets, or mitigate risks? If the proposal doesn't achieve at least one of those goals, the proposal is unlikely to receive funding. The good news is that we have delivered value in each of these areas, starting with revenue. PwC is a great customer, has deployed robots to help drive new revenue streams. Orange, the large European telecom company, realized significant cost reduction through automation. Schneider Electric built robots to help them streamline and optimize their supply chain. And Heritage Bank uses UiPath robots to help them proactively identify potential risks and fraud exposure. As I mentioned, PwC is a great customer. One reason they are so successful with RPA is that the motivation to exploit automation is driven from the top executive. The mandate within PwC was every professional was to suggest ways that robots could take mundane pieces of their daily workload off of their to-do lists. In the first year alone, PwC states they realized a 5 million hour productivity gain in the first year. And that's quite remarkable. And myself, I'm somewhat of a skeptic, so I actually reached out to Kevin Crone, whose name appears here, and we had a wonderful conversation, and he confirmed that in fact they did achieve that 5 million hour productivity gain in the first year. That's the power automation can enable when you go enterprise-wide. So how can you become a fully automated enterprise? Well, you discover and manage every automation opportunity, enable automation throughout the enterprise, deploy and manage AI in practical ways, and capture and demonstrate the value of your RPA investment. So let's bring it all together. We at UiPath want to be your long-term partner on your automation journey. And to show ourselves to be that valued partner, we offer training to get your developers quickly up to speed. We offer dedicated success managers to ensure organizations take full advantage of the automation potential in their company. For more personalized and involved automations, we offer a highly trained professional services organization. And to ensure your journey is started and launched effectively, we have a network of over 1,000 partners and alliances. And we have hundreds of pre-built automations to accelerate your success journey. All of this is built on the foundation of our industry-leading platform, starting with discovery. The first step in any automation journey begins with discovering how automation can simplify and streamline your enterprise. Using UiPath's task mining and process mining tools and their integrated AI capabilities, you can identify those processes across disparate legacy and back-end systems to compile a list of potential and recommended automations. Well, then how do you get all these bots built and deployed? You know, in the early days of RPA, a developer would sit down and painstakingly create, test, and perfect each bot. Today, we use no-code and low-code tools in our Studio Suite to build many of our robots. You have options for professional and citizen development, but there are also tools to enable administrative workers to design and build robots just to make their individual jobs easier. I know our own marketing team, not technologists, built several robots to help them with their marketing campaigns. And we've democratized robot development with our robot creation tools. Finally, our document understanding tools with their machine learning engine enable robot creation by enabling document scanning and processing far beyond the bounds of former OCR. Once you build a portfolio of robots, you need to securely deploy them and manage them at scale. Anchored by our Orchestrator product, administrators can manage automations from anywhere. Using our tools, you can run your bots on AWS, Azure, and other cloud platforms. Our tools help you run attended, unattended, and even AI bots in your environment. Additionally, as I mentioned, there are connectives and native integrations with Oracle, SAP, Salesforce, Workday, and other business suites. The engagement piece of our portfolio brings humans and robots together with tools for creating chatbots and auditing tools. We know that truly successful deployment of RPA requires the engaged participation across the enterprise. We want everyone in the company to begin thinking about pieces of their jobs that could be automated using robots. We want them submitting their ideas so that their ideas can be combined with the good ideas from others and make the entire organization more efficient, effective, and productive. And as you know, all this automation sounds great, but at some point, somebody will ask, did we really get the return on our investment that we anticipated? Using our insight capabilities of our Measure Suite, you'll be able to empirically measure the value realized by using the UiPath automation platform. We hope you see the value in this and will join us on the journey to getting a robot assisting every employee. Thanks for letting me share this with you. For more information, please check out the IDC study. You can download or read the study, watch our videos, or reach out to us directly at UiPath.com. Thank you again for your time and letting me share UiPath's vision for a robot for every worker.